Welcome. We're going to get started in just a little bit. Get out your supplies. We're going to be using markers, watercolor pens, and a pencil today. We're going to be drawing and coloring baby Dory. When you pop on, go ahead and give a heart, give a comment. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Doug. Hi, Kiana. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lauren. All right, guys. I'm going to give it about 1 more minute, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'll let a few more people hop on. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Tina. When you hop on, say hi, leave a heart. So if you didn't see my earlier post, we are going to be doing baby Dory today. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. So like I said, we're going to need pencils, something to color with, crayon, color pencil, marker, watercolors, whatever you got around the house. And we're going to be doing baby Dory. So the first step on baby Dory here is we're going to go ahead and draw her body. And for her top of her head, it's kind of like a J. So we're going to do an upside down J, then come around. I'm going to do mine quite big because I'm going to fill up my whole spot here. And then come back around. Do another J coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and make this one just a little bit longer. You want them kind of almost touching each other. And then we'll go ahead and draw the top of her head. Like so. All right, next we're gonna add her fins. I almost called them wings. They're definitely fins. All right, and then after we do her fins, we're gonna go ahead and do her eyes. And her eyes are quite large. They are her main feature for sure. Ooh, I came out a little too far. She's got big eyes, but not that big. And I'm kind of just doing a rough shape right now. I can always change it up later. So they're pretty circular. They do kind of come to a rounded point right here on this eye in particular. And you feel like you got the right eye shape, then go ahead and move on to the second eye. And this one is much more round than the other one. And it kind of goes actually a little bit higher and down. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of fix the shape on that one. Again, not worrying too much about if it's perfect or not, because I can always reevaluate it later, but I want to get those shapes in. We are drawing baby Dory today. All right. So I feel pretty good about the shape of these eyes. I'm going to go ahead and leave them alone for a little bit. I can always come back to them later. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw the inside part of the eye. Again, kind of following that same shape, except she does have quite a bit of white space around them. So we want them about that big. And then do it on the other eye. Again, leaving quite a bit of white space. Kiana, have you done any of the other art projects that we've done in the past? Or is this your first video that you're doing with us? All right, and then those are the centers. Then we're going to go ahead and do another circle. This is her pupil of her eye. And again, leaving quite a bit of space around. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome, welcome. When you're done, if you're still in the art mood, we have lots of videos on my page, so feel free to go through and check them out. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. And actually, on this eye, as I'm drawing it, the pupil is actually a little bit more straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a little bit of space on the inside. And then same thing with this, kind of fix this edge. That's why we have erasers, right? So Patricia, no little ones with you today? And then let me check this one. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shape up this eye a little bit more. So I'm noticing it's a little funky on the bottom. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and add her highlight piece. I just had them half day. Oh, okay. Well, you'll have to just, next time you have them come back and finish this video. So the highlight kind of just cuts into the eye right there, and this part is open. And then same thing on this side, kind of draw that circle, but then erase that outer line. Hi, Olivia, welcome. All right, and then once we add those highlights in our eyes, we're gonna move on to the next spot. I'm gonna go ahead and do her little smile. And then she has these little like smile lines on the end of it where her cheeks are. And then she has stripes on her fins. Hi, David, welcome. And then after I do these stripes, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop for a moment, let you guys catch up. If you are ready for me to move on to the next step, go ahead and give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, telling me that you're ready for me to move on. Until then, we'll go ahead and stop a little bit and let you guys catch up. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, show Kayla. I have a couple others on my page as well, Olivia. All right, Lauren gave me a heart. Lauren, I absolutely loved your moon on your cat picture. It was so good. I love the detail. All right, Isabel's ready. All right, we got another one. All right, we'll go ahead and move on. Okay, so then the next detail that we have is her little tail. And her tail comes out about halfway. Now, my tail is going to be out of the picture because I have her really zoomed in. So it kind of depends on how close or far your Dory is. So, but I'm going to go ahead and draw the outlines of her tail. It's like a triangle. Aw, hi, Kayla. And then we're going to go ahead and draw the lines for it. And they're just straight lines coming in from the tail. And that's her little tail next to her. If you can see more of your tail, like I said, it's just a triangle kind of coming out of the back of her, and then it has stripes on it. All right, next we're going to work on her eyebrow detail. She's a fish. She doesn't actually have eyebrows, but you know what I mean. So we're going to go ahead and she has a little detail mark right here. That'd be pretty funny if fish have eyebrows. And then she has an exact mark on the other side. And then she has the high mark that kind of follows the shape at the top of her head and comes all the way down, almost meeting that other mark. And then the same on the other side. All right, and then that is the rest for her detail, except right in the back here, she has another detail that comes like this, and then off. All right, and then there's our Dory. So before we're done with Dory and move on to the background, I'm just going to double check my Dory, kind of make sure everything is erased that needs to be erased, or maybe any details I need to add. I'm noticing on my Dory, her chin's a little crooked, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. And her little smile lines are a little bit bigger. Like so. Let's see, actually I kind of need to add a point to her chin. She's a palette fish after all. All right, and then looking at the rest of her, she is a little bit more pointed at the top as well. Then I'll finish that line up. And check her eyes real quick. I probably could leave a little bit more space around the pupil. So this is why I always suggest drawing lighter rather than darker, because you might have to do a few touch-ups, and it's easier to erase light pencil rather than dark pencil. Let's see. Actually, I think I made that too big now. All right, and then let's see, check the shape of her eyes on the outside. I think that looks pretty good. This one's a little bit less circular. All right, so I'm gonna say that she looks pretty good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and add our background detail. Now, I found this really cute picture of Dory. I think it's like a scene from Finding Dory. And she has bubbles all around her. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add a few bubbles in the background. Add my big bubbles first. And then add some smaller bubbles. You can kind of add as many or as few as you want. And then I'm going to go through and give my bubbles a highlight. So I'm just kind of making that same kind of sliver, just like she has on her, on all of my bubbles. On the small ones, I'm not too worried about the highlights being exactly perfect. All right. Now for the fun part, let's start coloring. So like I said, I'm going to use a mixture of watercolor pens and markers. And if you're joining me for the first time, I always say start with your lightest colors first and then go into your darker colors, because just in case you do make a mistake with your lighter colors, you can always go through and touch it up with your darker colors and kind of hide those mistakes. So the lightest color in here is obviously white, but we're going to go ahead and leave those alone. And then the next lightest color is our yellow on the tips of her fin and on the tips of her little side fins as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get my yellow. And for my fin, you don't see much of it, so I'm just going to color this tiny strip here yellow that you do see. She just has yellow on the tips of her fins. So I'm going to do the yellow right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to the tip of this fin. And as I'm looking at this fin, I think I'm going to make this stripe a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that and then erase this line, because she does kind of have a thicker yellow on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And don't worry about like some of your pieces blending into each other, because we always outline at the end, and that will give that separation that you need. All right, so there's her little yellow fin. All right, then the second brightest color on here is the blue. So Dory is kind of light blue with dark shadowing. Or in some pictures, like I pulled a couple pictures up of her, she looks like completely dark blue. So let's go ahead and go with just light blue all over. So I'm going to pull up two pictures of her to look at. All right. So I'm going to take my watercolor pen, and I'm just going to go ahead and color her all in. I always like to start with my edges first and clean all of those up. And then after I get all my edges, I'll go ahead and start coloring in. All right. And then the sides of her little fins are blue as well. All right, and then let's look and see if there's anything else blue that we missed. I'm thinking the more I'm looking at these little shapes, I think what I want to do is I'm actually going to color them blue, but I'm going to go back in with my marker, my black marker, and kind of outline those, because I think if we do them in a different color, they're going to look too much like eyebrows, and we don't want that. Hi, Mandy. Welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and color over those spots real quick, but I can still see my pencil lines. All right, and then the next color that we're gonna be using is our pink and purple. So Dory has awesome eyes. She has like pink, magenta, purple eyes. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my dark pink first. And now remember, this part is white, and then this is her iris right here. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw myself a little line. About right here is where her pink is. And then I'm gonna go to this eye. Same thing, about right here. And about right here is where the pink is. So I'm gonna go ahead and outline that real quick. I'm gonna do the same thing around the pupil. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my dark pink and I'm gonna kind of come in towards almost the middle. And then I'm gonna skip a little bit and do my dark pink on the outside again. Same thing on this side. About almost halfway in. Now, if you don't have different types of pink, totally just color this whole section in pink. Then I'm gonna go in with my really bright pink and go right in the middle. And I'm gonna let this dry, and then what I might do when I come back with my pinks is I might take some of this darker pink and kind of make little lines in it so it looks like it's like multi-dimensional. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get my purple. And I just have a plain dark purple, and I'm gonna go ahead and just color the rest of her eyes up here. Again, tracing all the way around. And chasing around the pupil. Now, the important part before you color your purple is now take that circle because you don't want to accidentally color in your light reflection. And then do the same thing on this side. Again, tracing around that light reflection. Oops. That's okay. If you accidentally go too far, you can just block it off. That's why we start with our light colors first. All right. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and double check all of our edges. All right, so the last thing we need to do is the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my dark blue, just Tombow marker, and I'm gonna go ahead and trace around my bubbles here. This is almost like a purpley blue. So I'm tracing around my bubbles, that way when I color, I don't accidentally get inside those. And then I'm going to go ahead and start filling in. This kind of is more purpley than blue, but that's okay. Maybe she's deep in the ocean. And if you don't want to color the whole background, what you could do is just outline your bubbles in black and leave the rest white. And then just watch out for her fin here. But then as you're going around, if you want to like shape up something, you can. And then I'm gonna flip my picture a little bit so I can get a better angle. All right, then we're almost done. Give me a heart if you guys are still doing okay. The background takes a long time, but it is so satisfying when it is done. All right. Oh, let's get that little sliver. All right, then I'm just gonna go through, make sure I get any white spots. I'm totally coloring my table today. Okay, so there is our background. Now we're gonna go ahead. The last color is black. And this is my favorite part because it is so satisfying seeing everything outlined. So again, I'm just using my Tombow marker and going through and outlining everything. Then I'm going to fill in the pupil, outline that highlight mark. Remember, this is all white, so go ahead and leave that. And then if you have kind of wobbly lines like I did down here, you can kind of make your black line a little bit thicker. Just make sure you mimic it on the other side. And then the middle section of her fin is also black. And then this part of her fin is also black as well. And this is black. And we're going to go ahead and trace those inside lines. So on this part, remember she has that line that kind of goes right here. Then she has another line that's a little bit longer. Falls along like so. Then she has those inside lines that we colored in. So we're just going to trace them to give her some more dimension, but we're not going to color them in. Then I'm actually going to flip her sideways real quick so I can see my line better. And then she needs her smile. Oops. And you know what? We should give her like a little bit of an open mouth because she is always talking, right? She's Dory. So let's go ahead and give her an open mouth. Her mouth is a little bit bigger on the bottom. All right, then I'm going to go through and just outline these eyes. Like so. Then I gotta go, hi Brittany, hi Karen. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my bubbles and outline my bubbles. Just add those details and highlights to them. All right, and then I'm gonna go through real quick, and I think I am gonna do that trick I was talking about earlier when I'm gonna take some of that dark pink and put it in the light pink. And then I'm going to take my light pink. I don't think I'll show up, but why not? I'm going to go over my dark pink a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit more in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my purple. Or I'm sorry, not my purple, my dark pink. And go in my purple. And I'm going to take a little bit of my purple and just go a little bit in my dark pink. All right, guys, and that is Dory. Now, if you want, you could probably like color these in dark blue if you like, or you can leave them light blue, or maybe you want to color them all in black. This is your picture. You guys do what you want. You can do different colors. As always, I am going to sign. I think I'll sign kind of on top of Dory today. Hopefully when this dries, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And then don't forget to date it. If you guys recreate baby Dory today, please tag me, put a photo comment down below in the video. I would love to see them. Totally makes my day to see your guys' recreations. And if you jumped halfway through, when you do the replay, have fun, watch it again, take your time. Kiana, I'm so glad that you joined us. I hope that you guys had a good time, and please join us again. It was fun having you, and I'd love to see your guys' pictures that you did. So thanks, guys, and I hope you have an amazing, blessed day. Stay safe and keep up the good faith. We're gonna be through this, and I hope that this kind of put a little bit of brightness, happiness in your life. And I will be doing more like Disney characters, Pixar characters. So if you have a suggestion on what you would like me to do next, go ahead and comment below. I'm going to put all of your suggestions in a hat or a cup, and I'll be pulling from that for some inspiration of different characters to draw. So go ahead and do that. I would love to see your suggestions. Have a great day, guys. Bye.